መልካም የተወደዳችሁ ተመልካቾቻችን፣ ይሄ የምታዩት በደብረገነት ቅዱስ ሚካኤል ቤተክርስቲያን አድቫንስ ትሬኒንግ ወርክሾፕ ተዘጋጅቶ እየተከናወነ ነው ያለው። ከ11ኛ እስከ 12ኛ ክፍል ያሉ ተማሪዎች በሚገባ እየተጠቀሙበት ነው። ሞናሽ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ጋር በመተባበር የሚደረግ ነው። ይህንንም ደግሞ የቪክቶሪያ ትምህርት ሚኒስቴር ጋር በመተባበር የደብረገነት ቅዱስ ሚካኤል ቤተክርስቲያን ፕሮጀክቱን በመንደፍና በማዘጋጀት እየተከናወነ ያለ ልዩ ፕሮግራም ነው። ይህንንም ፕሮግራም ነጮችም ጭምር እየተሳተፉበት ያሉና በተለይ ደግሞ መላው ኢትዮጵያውያን እንዲሁም ደግሞ ሌሎችም የእምነት ገደብ በሌለው መንገድ ልጆች ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ እየተደረገ ያለበት ነው። ይሄ በእውነት እጅግ ደስ የሚል የሚያሰኝ ነው። በዚህም ፕሮግራም ላይ እንዳያችሁት እንደተመለከታችሁት ልሳነ ተዋሕዶ ሚዲያ በቦታው በመገኘት ሰዎችንም ኢንተርቪው ጥያቄ በማድረግ ልጆችንም ተሳታፊዎችንም አሳታፊዎችንም እንዲሁም መምህራንም ወይንም ደግሞ ትሬኒንግ የሚሰጡትንም በመጠየቅ ይህንን ፕሮግራም አዘጋጅቶ ነድፎ ወደ እናንተ አቅርቧል። እጅግ ደስ የሚል ፕሮግራም ነበረ። የበለጠ ልጆቻቸው መጥተው ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ እንድታደርጉ ይገባል። ቅድም እንደተገለጠው የደብረገነት ቅዱስ ሚካኤል ቤተክርስቲያንን ደብራችንንም ኮንታክት ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ፣ ስለ ወርክሾፑ ምንነትና ማንነት የበለጠ ለመረዳት ማለት ነው። ከዛ ውጭ ደግሞ ልሳነ ተዋሕዶ ሚዲያም ከዚህ ሃይላይት ላይ ከሚሄደው ስልክ ቁጥር በመጠቀም የምትጠይቁት ጥያቄና ኢንፎርሜሽን ካለ እኛም ልናደርስላችሁ እንችላለን ወይንም ደግሞ እናስተናግዳቸዋለን ማለት ነው። ይሄ ወርክሾፕ ማንም ሰው ቢጠቀምበት ተጠቃሚ ይሆናል ብለን እናስባለን። እጅግ ወጣቶች ቅድም ሲናገሩ እንደነበረው በአማረ በተዋበ መንገድ ልጆቹ የሚገባውን ሲገልጹ ነበረ። ይህንን ነው ተጠቅመውበታል ማለት ነው። በየአመቱ እንግዲህ ዛሬ ዓመትም ይሄ ነገር ተከናውኗል፣ ዘንድሮም ተደግሟል። በዚሁ ዓመት ይመስለኛል ለሁለተኛ ጊዜ ነው የተደገመው። ምናልባት የሚቀጥለው ዓመትም ቅድም ዶክተር ዲያቆን ብሩክ እንደነገረንም የሚቀጥለው ዓመትም እንደሚከናወን ነው። ስለዚህ ለልጆቻቸው ጠቃሚ ነው ብለን እናስባለን። ከዛ ውጭ ደግሞ በቪክቶሪያ ውስጥ ወይም ደግሞ በአውስትራሊያ ገቨርንመንት የሚሆን በቪክቶሪያ ገቨርንመንት ያሉ ታሪካዊ ጥናታዊ ምርምራዊ ቦታዎችንም የማየት የመጎብኘት እድልም ልጆቹ ገጥሟቸዋል። እንዲህ አይነት ነገሮችንም ደግሞ ለመሳተፍ ልጆቻቸው ተሳታፊ እንዲሆኑ ንቁ ተሳትፎ እንድታደርጉ ይገባል። እንደዚህ አይነት ወርክሾፖች በእውነት በትልቅ ወጪ ገንዘብ የሚገኙ ናቸው። ነገር ግን ይሄ ቤተክርስቲያኑ በእውነት ከሚመለከተው ጋር ኮንታክት በማድረግ በነፃ ተጠቃሚነት ልጆቻቸው እንዲጠቀሙ ለማድረግ ይችላል። በጣም እጅግ ደስ የሚል ነው። ሁላችሁም ልትጠቀሙበት ልሳነ ተዋሕዶ ሚዲያ ጥሪውን ያስተላልፋል። እናመሰግናለን። ተመልካቾች ይህንን የምታዩ ሁላችሁም ለወጣቶች በመላው አውስትራሊያ በይበልጥም ደግሞ በሜልበርን አካባቢ ላሉ ከአውስትራሊያ ትምህርት ሚኒስቴር ጋር በመተባበር በደብረገነት መንፈሳዊ አዳራሽ የተዘጋጀ ልዩ የትሬኒንግ ወርክሾፕ አለ። ይህንንም ደግሞ በእንግሊዝኛው ዶክተር ብሩክ ዲያቆን ገልጦታል ሁሉንም አጠቃላይ። ነገር ግን ለተመልካቾች ደግሞ ለኢትዮጵያውያን በአማርኛ ያለውን ሁኔታ እና በእንግሊዝኛም ጨምሮ ይገልጥልናል። ዶክተር ስላለው ወርክሾፕ ምን ትለናለህ አጠቃላይ?
እሺ፣ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ወደ ሚዲያውም ስለጋበዙን። Maybe to give a little bit of like understanding for the youth living here in Victoria, Debraganet St. Michael Ethiopian Orthodox Church, supported by Department of Education, organized a training workshop. This training workshop is, I think, as part of other projects. They have identified issues related to the youth, difficulties that they have during the schooling program, in the selection of even for the future career. So there are topics, I mean, at the end of the science study, which has a chapter of scientific inquiry skill. Usually, for instance, like at the friends as a peer, when you live, you may have an influence like one over the other among the groups between like even friendships. Usually when we say influence means how you taught, your attitude is influencing the friends, your peer groups. People in a bad way may be influenced as well. In a good way, they can influence the peer or others. Usually influence comes like if we are in a logical mind with a reasoning mind. So we wanted to build especially a reasoning mind of the youth. So in the way they approach the community problems. So whatever they observed, like the pharmaceutical issues, the medical issues, social issues, legal aspects, all of them, they have issues that need to be approached. So the way they approach should be like with a reasoning mind. When we say reasoning mind, it's like with scientific inquiry skill, when they question about issues related to legal aspects, community aspects, or medical issues. Whatever like we encounter with, which is a local problem or a problem that we see like on a news, which is a global issues, so that we be equipping like in terms of knowledge and skill for the use to have a reasoning mind, logically how they can approach those issues. So the approach that we have used is first thematically, we have identified areas with the need assessment that we have conducted. We did a survey to assess need of the use, and then we categorize in discipline. There are technological aspects that we wanted to address, medical issues, and also other applied science issues. So we tried to attract and to get senior experts from CSIRO, Monash University, Victoria University, RMIT, and other universities, where the youth can get exposure and can have a network and also can have like an opportunity to ask questions to learn from the experience that they have in doing investigation in their own discipline. So one of the other experience that they have got is on Monday, they have educational visit at one of like the top first institute, the Pharmaceutical Institute in the Australia and the Pacific, that is Monash University Pharmaceutical Institute. It is also top first in the world. So they can see from that narrow space how knowledge is generated, how that contributes to the advancement of knowledge, and also how that influences the world. As we said, influencing peers, so now influencing thoughts and based on their investigation, their output, how that influences the world. So they learn it like that narrow space, have done lots of work, which we can see like in the market, in the industry, and also of course in their science study. So they have get another opportunity like to network with the senior researchers and to walk through the facilities and to have some insight like in the way that they are doing research, and also like a feeling that they can join this university, so which helps them like a good background so that they can go back to their study, and which gives them of course a good inspiration in terms of preparing for their school living exam. This is, to give a highlight. More important, to mention is the role of parents. Parents need to have a role, especially in terms of advising, giving advice, and also supporting the youth, their children, in participating in this kind of trainings.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. I really appreciate you explained that. So ምናልባት ለተመልካቾች ኢትዮጵያውያን ወላጆች ደግሞ በራሳችን ቋንቋ ምናልባት ይህንን የበለጠ ግልጽ ተጠቃሚነቱ የሰፋ ይሆናል ብለን ስለምናስብ እንደ ኢትዮጵያዊነትም ጭምር በአማርኛ መገለጡ የተሻለ ነው ብለን እናስባለን እና ይሄ ወርክሾፑ ምን ያክል እየተካሄደ ነው? ብዙ ልጆች ተሳትፈዋል ወይ? የሚያሳትፈውስ ቅድም እንደገለጹት መላው ኢትዮጵያውያን ነው ወይ የሚለው ነው እና ጥቅሙንም ጭምር።
እሺ፣ አመሰግናለሁ። እውነት ነው፣ የወላጆች ተሳትፎ በዚህ ላይ ትልቅ ሚና አለው። ምክንያቱም ስራውን የምንሰራው ከልጆቻቸው ጋር ነው። ጥቅሙም ለልጆቻቸው መጀመሪያ ተጠቃሚዎች ናቸው። እንደ ቤተክርስቲያን የደጉን ሳምራዊ ስራ እንደመስራት ለቤተክርስቲያኒቱ አባል ቤተክርስቲያኒቱ ስንል ይህንን ዝግጅት ያዘጋጀው የደብረገነት ቅዱስ ሚካኤል ቤተክርስቲያን ከቪክቶሪያ የትምህርት ቢሮ ጋር በመተባበር የተዘጋጀ ስራ ነው። ቦታው በደብረገነት ቅዱስ ሚካኤል ቤተክርስቲያን ባለው በመሰብሰቢያ አዳራሽ ውስጥ የሚከናወን ነው። ጥቅሙ ደግሞ ማንኛውም የቤተክርስቲያኒቱም ልጆች በሌላ እምነት ዙሪያም ላሉት ሁሉም አፍሪካዊ ባክግራውንድ ላላቸው የደጉ ሳምራዊ በጎ ስራን ለትውልድ ሁሉ ለማዳረስ የተደረገ ስራ ነው እና በዚህ ጉዳይ የመጀመሪያ ተጠቃሚ ወጣቶች ናቸው። የወደፊቱ ተረካቢ እንደመሆናቸው ውጤታማ እንዲሆኑ በትምህርታቸው በህይወታቸው ወደፊት ስኬታማ እንዲሆኑ የሚያግዛቸው ጅምር ስራ ነው። ሁለተኛ ተጠቃሚ ወላጆች ነው። ወላጆች ጥረታቸው፣ ፍላጎታቸው፣ ሀሳባቸው ሁሉ ከልጆቻቸው ጋር ስለሆነ ልጆቻቸውን የሚጠቅም ስራ በቤተክርስቲያን ውስጥ ከትምህርት ቢሮ ጋር በመተባበር የተሰራ ስራ ነውና ወላጆችም ይህንን የዚህ ጉዳይ ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ እነሱ ራሳቸው ቀስቃሽና የዚህ አስተባባሪ ሆነው እንዲገኙ ምክንያት መሆን ይችላል። ሌላው ያው እንደ ሀገር አውስትራሊያ ብቻ አይደለም በዓለም ያለ የሰው ልጅ ሁሉ የዚህ የልጆቹ ለውጥ ተጠቃሚ ናቸውና ምናልባት ስሞል ግሩፕ ነው፣ በትንሽ ግሩፕ ነው የምንጀምረው፣ ግን እነዚህ ደግሞ ተለውጠው ሌላውን የሚለውጡ ነው የሚሆነው። ለዚህ ተሳታፊ የሚሆኑት የ11 እና የ12 ያክል ተማሪዎች ናቸው። በትምህርታቸው ውስጥ ይሄ ስራ ሲዘጋጅ ምናልባት በቤተክርስቲያን የሚዘጋጅ ስለሆነ ሙሉ በሙሉ ሃይማኖታዊ ጉዳይ ያለ ሊመስል ይችላል። ግን ጉዳዩ ከትምህርታቸው በትምህርት ቤት ከሚማሩት ትምህርት ውስጥ አንዱን ይዘት ይዞ እነሱ የሚቸገሩበትን እንደ ማይግራንት የሚቸገሩበትን፣ ምክንያቱም ብዙ ጊዜ ህይወታችንን ብንመለከተው ከቤት ትምህርት ቤት፣ ከቤት ቤተክርስቲያን፣ ከቤት እኛ የምንፈልግበት ማህበራዊ ጉዳይ ጋር ነው የምንወስዳቸው። የእኛ ልጆች አካባቢያቸውን በደንብ ፈትሸው የሚመለከቱበትም አጋጣሚ የላቸውም። ከዚህ በፊትም ጠቅሰነዋል፣ በመጀመሪያው የወርክሾፕ ውይይታችን አንስተነዋል። በሀገራችን የገበሬ ልጅ ከወላጆቹ ጋር አካባቢውን በደንብ የሚተዋወቅበት፣ በአካባቢ ያለውን ችግር የሚረዳበት፣ የዛም ደግሞ ችግር መፍትሄ አካል የሚሆንበት እድሜ ከ5 ዓመት ጀምሮ ነው። የእኛ ልጆች የዚህ ገደብ እንዳይገጥማቸው አካባቢያቸውን እንዲያውቁ የሚከናወነው በፋርማሲ ውስጥ በሚገቡበት፣ ሆስፒታል በሚሄዱበት፣ በገበያ በሚሄዱበት፣ በሚያገኟቸው ኢቨን በአንዳንድ ለምሳሌ ወንጀሎችን በምንከላከልበት የሌጋል ኢንስትሩመንት፣ በእነዚህ ጉዳዮች ሁሉ መፍትሄ እንዴት ነው የሚሰጠው የሚለውን ክህሎት የሚያገኙበት ነው። የዚህም ደግሞ መፍትሄ አካል እውቀትን በመስጠት ችግሮችን በመፍታት የሚታወቀው ከፍተኛ ትምህርት ተቋምና የምርምር ተቋማት ናቸው እና በእነዚህ ለምሳሌ ከሞናሽ ዩኒቨርሲቲ በዚህ በአውስትራሊያ እና በፓሲፊክ ዙሪያ ያ ማለት በጃፓን በኤዥያ ሁሉ ካሉት ውስጥ በከፍተኛ አንደኛ ሆኖ ያለው ተቋም ውስጥ ተጋብዘው የሚሰራበትን የምርምር ጣቢያን እንዲጎበኙ እድል አግኝተዋል። ሰዎችንም ተዋውቀዋል። እነዚህም ሰዎች በዚሁ ባዘጋጀነው ቦታ በቤተክርስቲያኒቱ ባላት የመሰብሰቢያ አዳራሽ በዚያ ውስጥ ደግሞ ስራዎች እንዴት እንደሚሰሩ የእውቀት ክህሎት ስራ ተጀምሯል እና በተለያየ ጊዜዎች ይህንንም ስናደርግ ስራውን የልጆችንም አመቺ ጊዜ ታሳቢ ያደረገ የወላጆችንም ደግሞ ከስራ ጋር ያላቸውን ጊዜ ታሳቢ ያደረገ ለምሳሌ ላይ ማዘጋጀት ቦታው ሄደው እንዲሳተፉ የዛም ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ ተደርጓል እና አሁንም ቀጣይ መርሃ ግብሮች አሉ። ከወጣቶች ጋር ውይይት እናደርግ ይሆናል፣ ከወላጆችም ጋር ውይይት እናደርግ ይሆናል። ይሄንን ፕሮጀክት በዚህ በ2025 የምንጨርስ ስለሆነ የዚህ ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ ወላጆች ወደ ቤተክርስቲያኒቱ መጥተው ወላጆች ይህንንም በምናስተባበር ሰዎች ዙሪያ ጋር ተጠግተው ቀጣይ ያለውን ፕሮግራም እንዳያመልጣቸው ተጠቃሚ መሆን አለባቸው እና ጠቅላላ ይሄ ነው። ተጠቃሚው መጀመሪያ ልጆቹ ናቸው፣ ወጣቶቹ ናቸው። እዛ ደግሞ ቤተሰብ ነው። ቤተክርስቲያን የምታደርገው ግን የልጆቹን፣ የቤተሰቡን፣ የማህበረሰቡን ጥያቄዎች፣ ፍላጎቶች በማየት ያንን የማገዝ ነው። ቤተክርስቲያኒቷን ቀጥታ የሚጠቅመውን ሳይሆን በደግ ስራ የመሰማራት እንደ ደጉ ሳምራዊ መልካምን ስራ አንድን ቁስለኛ ለመፈወስ መድኃኒት እንደሚደረግለት ያው እርስዎ በደንብ ይህንን መግለጽ ማስተማር ይችላሉ። ምናልባት በዚህ መርሃ ግብርም ሰው የደጉን ሳምራዊ ጉዳይ በሰፊው ትንታኔ ሊሰጡበት ይችላሉ እና ያንን ስራ የሰራችበት ነው እና እኛም እንደ ቤተክርስቲያኒቱ አባልነታችን፣ ልጅነታችን እንዲሁም ደግሞ እንደዚህ በሙያው የዛ ሙያም ባለቤት እንደመሆናችን ልጆቻችን፣ ልጆቻችሁ፣ የሁላችንም ልጆች ከዚህ መርሃ ግብር እንዲጠቀሙ የተጀመረ ስራ ነው። የዚህንም ስራ ለማገዝ ወላጆችም የሚዲያም አካላት አጋዥ ሆነው መሄድ ትልቅ ሚና አለው። አመሰግናለሁ።
እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ ዶክተር ብሩክ ዲያቆን። ጥያቄን እንኳ ጨርሻለሁ፣ ግን እንደ ሁለት ነገሮችን ማንሳት ፈለግኩኝ። በተለይ ደግሞ ሁሉም ኢትዮጵያዊ መጥቶ መጠቀም እንዲችል ከ11ኛ እስከ 12ኛ ክፍል ያሉ ተማሪዎች የበለጠ እንዲጠቀሙና ለወደፊት ፊውቸራቸው የተሻለ ህይወት እንዲያገኙ ይህንን ወርክሾፕ በመዘጋጀቱ እናመሰግናለን። ነገር ግን እኔ መጨረሻ ጥያቄ ምንድን ነው፣ አንደኛ ይሄ ጉዳይ የሚደረገው በየአመቱ ነው ወይ? ሁለተኛው ደግሞ ይህንን ፕሮግራም ለማወቅና ለመረዳት ቢፈልጉ ማንን ነው ኮንታክት የሚያደርጉት?
ይሄ መርሃ ግብር መጀመሪያም ከዚሁ ሚዲያ ጋር ውይይት አድርገናል። ሌሎችም በኤስቢኤስ ላይ ሰዎች በሙሉ እዚህ ያሉት ማህበረሰብ ማግኘት የሚችሉበት ሶሻል ፕላትፎርሞች፣ ሚዲያዎች ላይ እንዲደርስ አድርገናል። እነዚህ ቅስቀሳዎች በበቂ ሁኔታ ለሁሉም ወላጆች እና ወጣቶቹ እንዲደርስ አድርገናል። ግን የዚህ መርሃ ግብር ጥቅም ወጣቶቹ ወይ በአግባቡ ተረድተውታል ወይ የሚለው፣ ወላጆችም ይህንን በደንብ ግንዛቤ አግኝተዋል ወይ የሚለው ጥያቄ ይኖረናል። ምናልባት የዛ ክፍተት ከሌለ በስተቀር አስፈላጊ የሆነ መረጃ ለወላጆችም ለወጣቶችም ተሰጥቷል። ስለዚህ ቀጣይ ለልጆቹ በሚመቸው የሴሚስተር ብሬክ በሴፕቴምበር ወይ ኦክቶበር አካባቢ ላይ ሁለተኛ ሌላ የምናዘጋጀ ይሆናል። ምናልባት ያንን በስፋትና የመጨረሻ ዝግጅት ነው የሚኖረን። በዚህ አሁን በተነሳ ነው የፕሮጀክት መርሃ ግብር መሰረት ምናልባት የዚህ የፕሮጀክቱ ግምገማን በመመልከት ይህንን ፕሮጀክት የሚያስተባብሩትም አካላት እንደ ቤተክርስቲያኒቱ ከዚህ ፕሮጀክት ውጤት በመረዳት ሌላ ፕሮጀክት ተቀርጾ የሚሰራ ይሆናል። ግን የዚህ ፕሮጀክት ቀጥታ ሙሉ ተጠቃሚ ሆኖ ካልተገኘ ምናልባት ስራውን ቀጣይነት ለማረጋገጥም አዳጋች ነው የሚሆነው እና ምናልባት በሚቀጥለው እና በመጨረሻው ባለን መርሃ ግብር በዚሁም ሚዲያም እናስተዋውቃለን። በሌሎችም ሰዎች ለሚሳተፉበት በሚችሉበት ሊከታተሉት በሚችሉት ሚዲያ ላይ ያለንን መርሃ ግብር የምናሳውቅ ይሆናል።
እናመሰግናለን ዶክተር። እግዚአብሔር ያክብርልን።
እኔም አመሰግናለሁ።
Drugs can reach the human body, and the Monash people were amazing. They gave us a good insight of what happens in the daily life. Yeah.
In Monash University, we saw how the drugs were used, and when they came over to St. Kai, we were talking about what we can do with scientific research.
So what's your recommendation for the future cohorts participating in such a training workshop?
My recommendation and I should try it out and see how it can give them ideas of their career pathways, see what they can do in the future. And it would be helpful for them to decide that a final decision on what they want to do before they choose their thesis.
I would recommend kids starting from D9 coming in. This is a great opportunity, and it's kind of happen anyway. And yeah.
I would recommend to students who can participate to come along because it just gives you an insight of how university would be like.
Thank you all. Thanks.
So today we had the students present to us their critical thinking and how they develop their own research ideas that would benefit human health in specific diseases. And we were blown away by the quality of the presentations and the amount of effort and passion that the students put into these problems and trying to solve them using AI tools as well as researching on the internet to try and find out if there's a critical need for these products. The diversity of how they thought of these different products, it was not just one medicine that they were going to provide or generate. It was thinking of maybe having an app on a phone to help adolescent health. It was looking at trying to put a vitamin in food products to help boost that throughout the community, especially in populations such as vegans and vegetarians that are known to have iron deficiency. We had people drawing on their own experiences in understanding how the drugs currently on the market are not have side effects, and they wanted to improve those side effects. And we had wearable technologies so that patients didn't have to go into clinics where the machines were. They wanted to develop devices that would allow patients to have treatments or recordings done at home and in their personal life without impacting too much. So we were blown away by this based on their critical thinking, talking through projects, working out they can't do it just by themselves, and that creating medicines is really a team effort. You have to know people, you have to realize what you need, but you also have to think about it and refine. So we, in this teaching experience, we built upon a research project I presented last year. That's a real ongoing research project where I also updated the students on what I'd been doing in the past year, who I'd been talking to, the advice I was given, new information that had come to light, and how I had refined my own research project. And they were able to use that, implement that knowledge, and try and put together their own research projects that they presented today. And it's just been outstanding. So thank you for the invitation to come. We love to give our passion across to teach, give students an opportunity. And I think the opportunity is the main point. We also told them that don't waste them, try and use them, and an opportunity that's created opens up a network, and this network is available to them now, whether it be in research, clinical design, or clinical trials, or you working in pharmaceutical industry. So we're hoping that we get some students reaching out to us to hopefully go into careers in the future, or even in studies, because they all have brilliant minds and they're not limited by their own opportunities. So we hope that they take everything on with their volunteer and wish them all success in the future.
Yes, I agree with the presentations from students and the ideas they come up with were very impressive, and we're very happy to see that that they have been following the steps and what we have been telling them. So it was really good to see that their presentations. And the new thing, something new that we have discussed this year was addition of AI and how we use AI in our research. And we were able to show them some real data sets from our labs, how we are implementing AI to accelerate our research and help our findings or experiments. And they also used AI to come up with new research ideas. And that was really interesting, and I enjoyed it. From the presentations, we have seen that they had a good time, and it's a new era of AI, so it's good to see the students making use of AI to do research. And we told them, we reminded them that AI, or the whole process of this research methods and scientific inquiry, is a transferable skill that they can use in their everyday life, whether they become scientists or not. So this is very important skill. So it was really good to see students learn the whole process. So yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Hi, just to start with, can you introduce yourself and where you come from, and tell us a little bit about the students or participants visit to Monash, that is the Institute of the Pharmaceutical Study, and also what's this the training about and how it benefits the students.
Hi, I'm Sarah Turpin-Nolan. I'm a researcher at Monash Institute of Pharmaceutical Science. I've come here today to be part of the outreach program for African students. what we're trying to do here is to build upon a visit we had last year where we taught basic scientific inquiry skills. And this time we've built upon that, where we've tried to introduce to the students critical thinking and their own research ideas and how they can use technology, such as AI, and what they need to do to research to come up with their own research idea. Who would be a part of that? Would it be a valid invention, or would it benefit human health? And to take them through the drug discovery pipeline and give them more understanding of that. We had the students also visit on site to the Monash Institute of Pharmaceutical Science earlier in the week. So there they were able to undertake some practical skills that are taught to current students at university, such as an online pharmacy dispense program. The students also got to come and see where we work every day and experience a bit of the life and times of a research scientist, both at the bench, visiting different laboratories and understanding the science that is taking place, both research and drug discovery at that institute.
Hi, I'm Surafel Malapu Tekene. I'm a research fellow and bioinformatician at Monash Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. I got opportunity to participate in this program with helping African students to be exposed to scientific inquiry and research skills. So the students since last year were taking workshops involving the whole process of drug discovery and research methods. And this year, the students were able to come in person to our labs and visit the whole process of drug discovery, what we do in the lab, and it was a really good opportunity for students, and was good for us to see all the students as well. And after the visit to Monash Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences yesterday and today, we had second round of the workshop for advancing scientific inquiry for this year 9, year 10, 11, and 12 students. So I hope they gained good knowledge around the whole process of drug discovery, and we were able to evaluate their knowledge by giving them some research projects of their own, and we were impressed by their work. So it was really good and productive 2 days, totally 3 days including the visit. So yeah, thank you for all organizers for inviting us to this program and for coming up with this idea of exposing these African young people to scientific inquiry and research methods. Yeah, thank you.
What was your experience like at the Monash University visit? What did you learn? And tell us something that was interesting.
The experience at Monash was very interesting. It was like the place is very big, and there were a lot of different things to do. And one thing I learned is that there are a lot of different types of medical pathways.
Because
the thing about Monash I found was really nice was all the different types of stuff that we used and all the different procedures and how everything goes on. One thing I also found very interesting was the green room and how the light affects bacteria and other stuff.
Monash is very interesting. It was very interesting. Learned about pharmaceutical and pharmaceutical science and the pharmacy pathways you can take. The most interesting part was the labs that we went into. That was pretty cool.
Awesome. Has that changed your outlook around what you're doing at school now, or has it changed your mind around what you might want to study in the future?
It's changed the way I view pharmaceutical and like the medical field by like appreciating more due to how much hard work they put into like making the drugs that will keep us safe and keep us healthy.
For me, the one thing it changed is how I valued different subjects and what subjects I should choose mainly, whether it be chemistry, physics, or anything like that.
It helped me keep my eye open to that path. Before, I didn't really think about going that way, but once I went to Monash, it really opened my eyes.
Awesome. Would you recommend it for other kids that are listening, that are younger, and why?
Yes, because the younger they are, they can go more times and they can get more experience, and they might develop a passion for the subject, which will lead them to wanting to become someone in the medical field, which is much needed.
Also, yes, because I find it very eye-opening on how pharmaceutical science and pharmacy is really valuable and it's a good.
But yes, they really need to it doesn't really matter how young they are. The course is very easy to understand for them, and it's really fun just to watch, even if you don't fully understand.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Tell us about your experience at Monash University and what the visit was about.
My experience with Monash University was really insightful. So on Monday, the first day, we got to go to the university and we did some background information with chemicals. We were able to go into the laboratory and see all how tissues were being cut. And then for the past 2 days, we've been working with Dr. Surafu and Dr. Sarah, where we've been also able to make our own research report and put those skills and those information that they've been teaching us into practice.
I mean, yeah, how we basically summed it up perfectly. We went to Monash University on the Monday, and then for the past 2 days, we've been here with Dr. Surafu and Dr. Sarah as they've been taking us through their research and also prompting us to form our own research ideas.
Awesome. So, what is one thing that was very interesting for your story and you're like, oh wow, the visit of this?
For me, the highlight of my trip to Monash University would have to be the green room. So some volunteer students took us through the labs and talked to us about the stuff that they're researching and just like PhD students, sorry. And we were taken into this green room and they explained that the room needed to be green because you didn't want light intervention intervening with the data that they collected. And it was a highlight because when we went back out to normal light, everything was pink and red. And then we thought they changed the color of the room, but it was just, physics community plan. But yeah, I really think.
My highlight would have to be probably student life and being taken on the tour around the campus. There we also got to learn about the volunteer students, their experience at Monash University and how that was like for them. And it also just allowed us to envision outside this life and walking around the campus and seeing how student life was like.
Great. Now, would you recommend this sort of program for younger students, maybe in 10? And what would you recommend?
I recommend this program for them because it allows them to be exposed to maybe like a different course that they might not be thinking about or even what they might want to do as well. But it also allows them to maintain and attain skills that they can put in play. yeah, I would say take the opportunity because it's really insightful, it's really valuable as well. And you wouldn't really have an experience like this. So I feel very grateful.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a great opportunity for more insight into the different career paths that students can take on. Although year 10 is a bit early, I do think that it's important for the younger generation to be exposed to the real world because, as you know, we've had many people in year 12 saying, okay, so I was in high school, went into the real world, and I was hit like that. So if we get the younger generation exposed to these sorts of things, then it would be a great opportunity for them to become familiar with the real world so that shock is not as imminent as it would have been.
One last question. Has that changed your mind on what you want to study this year?
I don't think that my mind has been made up in terms of what I want to do in the future. I definitely think that programs like these are great opportunities for me to start considering different pathways. I think it has formed something for me to consider. I mean, previously, pharmaceutical sciences and pharmacy wasn't something that was, you know, a consideration for me for future careers. But now that I've done this program and I've got more insight into what it contains, the pathways that I could take to get to that career, it's definitely something that's on my mind.
Although it's a very specific course like pharmacy and pharmaceutical science, there's also other skills and other just information in that itself that you can also apply into what you want to do. Like for me, I don't have like my mind set up on like a pathway that I want to be on, but there's different things like networking, learning about saving, things like that, and being exposed to that, I feel like it also help you in what you want to do in the future.
Cool. Thank you, guys.